Hello guys, me once again, working on Carlos today. Gonna be installing this on the back. It is a portable hot water shower heater. Yeah, one of those things. This guy, right here, or up here, I'm not sure. There's a vent on the top. Put it up high, it'll vent up high. Put it down low, so vent here. I don't know if it's gonna be too hot for the glass. Plus, when I open it, it's gonna be warm. Don't want the hot water or the hot air going in there. So I'm thinking maybe bracket off the top, bracket off the bottom. Open the window, see where it sits. Somewhere about there. Now, I do have these pop-ups. They're quite convenient. When it's hot, just whoop. Got a space underneath. We're gonna have to figure out how much room we need. Right at about 3 inches to where the window clears, with a 1-inch-ish space. Should sit out far enough. I don't want it too far off the back because it's going to be like weird, but I also don't want it leaned inwards because I don't know if that's going to affect the gas. But tres hinchos should be good. So we're going to need at least a water heater 6 inches, 7, 8, 9, at least a 10-inch bracket. Come out to about here, maybe a little shorter. We'll figure it out. Okay, so I've been debating on how to mount this hot water heater, and it's not big, it's tiny. I was looking at maybe there. I wanted to put it up higher just because of where the venting goes, because it's got exhaust coming out the top. So this was an idea, to do it this way, you know, and then put it up here. But it seems like a bunch of extra work for no reason, and it also limit my visibility out the back window. So what I think I'm gonna do is it's gonna go here. It still has enough room, it's just past the window, but if I'm ever using it, I'll just keep this window closed and then I'll vent up. Should have enough room if I mount it right here. Lots of room, and then I can still put a propane tank on this side. But yeah, it has this thing on it for hanging it on the wall. We don't need it right now, so it's going to come off. It's just in the way. And I can flush mount it against the wall there. You can see there's not too many options. You got these big holes here and then these little tiny ones down here, but I think the unit only weighs about like 5 pounds, maybe that. Now when choosing to mount this onto the back of your vehicle or wherever you want to do it, take into consideration that where you want it, higher or lower. I'm going to put it up higher because I have the room for it, and then you have easier access to all the, because you're gonna have to hook your hoses and stuff here too, right? And then height for yourself as well. And then when drilling into the back of your vehicle, when you're mounting stuff like this, don't worry about it, because the universe is infinite and it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But yeah, it's whatever you do to a vehicle, somebody, whoever put this vehicle together is probably not as smart as you, so whatever you do to it, you can fix it and you can make it better. So it doesn't really matter at the end of the day because you're your own creator. Anyway, back to what we're doing. I'm going to mount it right about here. I'm going to leave probably about 1.5 inches just so there's room for the door to close. that. Lots of room. And then height, I'm gonna keep it so I can still open this top window. And keep it over 4 inches. It looks about good there to me. You want to keep it flush up and down too, and then not, you know, because you're running gas through this. I'll keep it as stable as possible. You also have to take into consideration the arc of the door. It's not perfectly flat, it's bubbled out. I might end up putting some little spacers in here just to sit it away more. There is a gap in there, so I don't think the back of this is going to get hot. That should be good about there. Now I have a bunch of holes in here, so it doesn't really matter to me. And then panels too, you know, like doors, you can always just replace them, so it doesn't really matter. So drill away. Also, make sure there's nothing behind here. I checked already. I took everything out. It's empty. But just be careful. I'm using a this size drill bit, whatever that is. Use your own judgment. Always start small and make it bigger. You can always just make it bigger, but you can never make it smaller. For hardware, we're not going to go too crazy. I scrounged this stuff out of my scrap bin. These will work. These will work. They're just a tiny bit too big, so I'm just going to drill that out a little bit. And then for the top, this side is a little weird. I'm going to use these bigger washers. I'm going to go in from behind. You see that? That should do well right there. But the problem is these are too small to fit this in there. So I have to drill this out a little bit. Everybody done this before, you know that vice grips are your best friend, but these work really well. These will take your fingers off, so be careful. This also gets extremely hot. Good, got it. Good, got it. Yep, yep. This fits in there now. Look at that. Bazinga. So now they got the holes marked. They're pretty much where I want them to be. I'm gonna step drill it out to the size I need. Now normally you want to put some paint on there, so that'll be the next step, but after we get it all done. Question is, which way do you put these? From the inside out or from the outside in? Now I am very limited on space here, so maybe one to one, one to the other. We also have to drill this out. Just be very careful. This fucking Coke's okay. That's all you need. A little hot Haktua. Fits perfectly. Okay, so I got the two through the door. So we'll see how this goes. I'll put this up like this. And then I'm going to have to put a washer on the inside somehow. This is going to be fun. But for the bottom, I'm going to put those through this way as well. Yeah, so for the bottom here, I think we're just going to feed it through the other way. Which will get right up there. See if I can get room. Very tight in here. But we are making progress. Get that in there. That looks pretty fucking good too. Decent. We have run into our first problem. See how close that is? That's hitting the back of the plate there. That's not going to work. And I'm not able to put one in from this side, so we'll have to put a shorter screw probably onto that side. Well, now in order to get this in here, you see how tight the space is. I put a shorter bolt. Gonna get this nut on there, but there's not much room to get your fingers in. That's when one of these, where are we here? These will work great. A little magnet. All right, for a bunch of cussing, I got it in there, but yeah, this one might have to be shortened just a little bit, but you can see how it's in there. And the bottom ones here, we'll tighten them up and see how that fits. So now that we got this mounted on here, it seems pretty good. It's solid, it's flush. Next, what we have to do is mount somewhere for the gas to go. So we're gonna put the tank on this side. The reason I decided to put it this side, because you always want the heavier stuff towards the hinges. So I put the light stuff on the inside and the heavy stuff on the outside. Gas is gonna go right there. Should have enough room for everything. I just noticed if I just take the hose, wrap it around and behind, that should be pretty good. And then you're also asking yourself probably is, you can't mount this on the outside because it's not waterproof. Well, I got an idea for that. Okay, usually you go on Amazon and you want to get a cover for one of these. They're like $100, maybe 80 something dollars like that. You know what else is really cheap? Backpack covers. This is just a simple, it goes over your backpack when you're hiking, and it's waterproof, so stuff doesn't get wet if you don't have a waterproof backpack. Look at this. Bam. Waterproof. This is made of waterproof material, so it's not going to get wet. You tuck it in nice and close in the back there, and waterproof. This is a large size. I probably could have gone with one smaller, but you just have to do it for whatever model yours is. So this is a large size. Do it for whatever size your model is. These are pretty universal size, the hot water heaters. So I went with a large, simple backpack design. It's got clips on it so it doesn't fall off. And then yeah, just mount the thing around the back and then you're good to go. And then whenever you want to use it, all you do is you take this off, fire it up, exhaust here. Just make sure nothing's covering this. Now we're going to install the propane tank. I'm going to put I believe it's an 11-pound tank on here, but it's one of the tall, skinnier ones. Okay, so I got the next piece here. I ended up picking up this propane tank and a little 11-pounder from Canadian Tire. Should look good right about here. Yeah. And then this bracket goes around it, I found on Amazon. I'll see if I can set the links down in the thingy thing. But these are usually 200 bucks. I think I paid like $60 for this. Comes with a strap, some padding on the back. I like this style because it's got the hooks on the bottom, so the tank actually hooks into it instead of just sitting on the edge. I'll probably end up putting a second strap on it just for sake's sake. And then it's got this kind of latch here, which seems pretty safe. Just puts it in there like that, and then you can just tie it down. And then it's also got a pin that goes in there. Yeah, right over there. Alright, I think this is going to go right about here. It looks pretty good. Clears the window. We'll put it down a little bit to be on the body line. Make sure it's straight all the way up and down. And then you want to keep, like I said, the heavy stuff to the corner where the hinges are. And once this is filled, this is going to be a little heavy. But I think that's about good right there. Okay, so you can see the lip here. You can see how it goes from high to low, or whatever. I'm going to do probably just an inch above that, just where it goes back to flush. And then probably an inch from the side there. Looks pretty good. A little lower there, a little closer. And a little bit more room just in case I want to add something right over here. But that seems relatively straight there. Put a couple marks. This thing has 6 mounting holes, so plenty of surface. And the holes are pretty big too. Okay, so I got my hardware installed, as you can see. A little long, I'll probably put shorter ones in there after. A little bit of room to get your hand in here, but not much. Now, if you don't have friends, vice grips will be your best friend. Slap this on the back and side, and twist away. But it'll be good for now. Take your new tank. Line up the holes here. As you can see, this is the unit here. It's got a little screw on there, and then you can just tighten it like this by turning this, and this is a little lock nut, I'm guessing. So you want to get it as tight as you can, and then I'll strap on. Make sure it's on there nice and tight. You don't want this flying off on the highway. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to drill 2 holes here and on the other side, and I'm just going to put a small ratchet strap on here just so I can have double the protection. And then this pin also goes in there like that for safety. Now all that's left to do is hook the propane up. Do it just like this. I'm going to put a little gauge on here eventually to see how much propane is in the tank, but this is brand new, so it should work fine. Okay, so I picked this up at Princess Auto. You can usually get them pretty cheap. It's just a run-of-the-mill garden hose. It's about 50 feet, Black & Decker. 20 bucks. That's probably as cheap as you're going to get it. I try stuff places like Princess Auto and stuff, because you're going to be paying like 70 bucks plus at Home Depot or Canadian Tire. This should be good. So this end's going to go to whatever I have. Oh yes, I didn't show you guys that either, did I? I ended up picking up this pump. This high flow pump. Let's see if there's any in there. You guys can see the feet per second and everything. I'm pretty sure it's on there. So this is open flow 11.4 gallons per minute. So it's pretty decent speed. This is eventually going to go inside the bumper, because I'm putting a new bumper on it, and this will be for off-grid, and then you can hook this hose to it, but you can also hook this hose right to a city water source or a friend's house or work or wherever you want, and you can plumb directly into it. If not, we can pull right out of a river. Just don't drink the water. So this is what the underneath of the tank looks like. This is obviously your gas line out, or gas in. This came already plugged in and everything. I'm pretty sure it says not to use Teflon tape when putting it on. I did not put this on, so it's probably safe from the factory. Seems tight, everything's good. You can always double check if you want. This is the bag of stuff that it came with. I haven't even opened it yet, so I don't even know what's in here. But let's take a look together. We have this adapter, which comes with hose grommets. We have this adapter, and this pin, and an extra hose plug thingy, and a couple of things to screw it into the wall. We won't need the screws, so they get put into the bin. These are the two pieces I am very intrigued about. They do fit into each other, so that means it's the same thread pattern. So I'm guessing these were going to be the adapters for the water coming in and out, or maybe just out, because you need an adapter for the water coming in. The water going out, let's take a look together in this box that it came with. Comes with this garden hose head, or the shower head. I'm probably gonna, ooh, it's actually quite nice. It's got an on and off on it, so you can turn it on when you need to, so that's a plus. Comes with a wall mount, which I'm probably gonna put on the roof rack. And then this end. So, I might go for a longer one, but this is what the ends look like. So, obviously I think the fancier end's going to go in the shower head, and then the blockier end's going to go down here. So, if you look down here, you have gas, water outlet. This is your drain plug, and then this is the water inlet. So this is where the water is going to go in from the hose, and then this is where it's going to come out for the shower. So let's see if this fits here. Excellent. So this fits directly on there. I'm going to put some Teflon tape on and after, but this is the hose that goes there. Okay, so this end is going to be the one that hooks into your water supply, or your pump. Obviously it's the wrong size, but there's also adapters that come with the pump. This end with the insert goes in there. So if there's an insert, I don't think it's going to need a Teflon tape. Up to you. And then this can get adapted into here, which now fits. Perfect. Well, so far that works. I'm going to put the pump in there for now and screw it right to the back bumper. Right there. It should work. And then, yeah, put a little plate in here, screw it to the bumper, and then until I get my bumper done, it'll just live in there. Now these are brass fittings, so you don't want to over tighten it, but give it a little tighty poo. That's about good. You just want to snug it up. Once you turn it on, look for leaks. If it's leaking, just tighten it up a little bit more. Then for the shower end, the business end, that goes on the outlet water side. This has a rubber seal, so I think it should be fine. Alright, so that's on there. All that's left to do, takes two big D batteries right in this hole here. Hopefully I put this in, it'll fire right up. Okay, so I put the batteries in. I'm going to close her up, turn it on. It's leaking a little water here. I turned the water inlet on, so there's water going into it. So it should, gas is on, should just turn on now. Oh, I can hear it. And it's warm, 77 Fahrenheit, whatever that is in Celsius, but we have water. Amazing. We control the water right here on the knob. Turn it off, turn it on. And the temperature is climbing. So, this is how you adjust the water pressure. This is the heat. And it is instantly hot. Excellent. It doesn't seem to be putting out too much heat. You can see it on the window, but I think it should be fine. Yeah, so you turn it to the icicle for hotter. Beautiful. This is great. 100 degrees Fahrenheit. We're getting some steam now. See that? Got some hot water going. Beautiful. This is very good. It is instantaneous, the heat. It's very good. Highly recommend. So yeah, that's how you install a Gaslands water heater. I'm gonna have to clean this up, but it's only been a minute. It's already cool enough. The top got a little hot, obviously where the vent is, but it's only been a minute. It's already cool enough to put the bag back on it. The unit itself, this gets a little warm. The sides get a little hotter. The top definitely gets really hot. I am gonna space it out though, knowing that now. And then this hose is just temporary. I'm going to get a collapsible hose, one of those, you know, the ones that curl up together. That'll be much better, and I can keep it in that box. And then, of course, we're gonna get disconnects, quick disconnects, because this is not gonna be good like this on the highway. And yeah, that's how you do a hot water heater. I'm sure you'll see more videos of me using this. But yeah, if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Give her a subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.